Welcome to Day Tips Live. I hope you guys can hear me. So this is the first ever Day Tips Live, which is incredible. If you guys can hear me, make sure you leave something in the chat. Let me know you can hear me. If you can't hear me, then I'll try and sort it out. I'm going to wait a little while for some of you to kind of get on. I've just gone live. I haven't announced that I'm live. So if you guys are here, then that means you got the notifications turned on my channel, which is incredible. But I'm going to be speaking about using social media for your business. So a lot of you guys, I've met you for the first time. If you took me up on my offer and we did a Skype or we did a Zoom, a lot of you guys, I know your businesses now. We've sat down, we've had conversations during this whole coronavirus thing. I'm doing my best to connect with as many of you as possible, to share as many tips as possible, and not just on the channel, but also like just building relationships with you guys one-to-one. Menho, how's it going? Good to see you here in the chat. Tia Sarone says she can hear me. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. I know that I haven't announced anything. This is literally just impromptu. So thank you guys for showing up. So I just want to speak a little bit about what this live is supposed to be about. So Idris, hi, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. So this live is all about social media marketing. So the video that I literally just released yesterday, if you watched it, it was about social media marketing. I wanted to speak more about that. I wanted to get into more depth about how to utilize social media effectively to grow your business, essentially. So a lot of you guys are selling a product, or you have some sort of service that you have and you want to get out there and share it with the world, and you're wondering, okay, how do I actually use social media? So some of you are on Instagram, some of you might be utilizing even maybe TikTok. You might be even on this platform. Maybe you're on YouTube producing content, but what does that really mean for your business? How do you utilize social media in a way that's going to be effective for your business? And this is something that confuses a lot of people sometimes. Is it just about followers? Should you be focused on getting followers? And how do you get followers? How do you turn your followers into customers? All of these questions that I know a lot of you guys have. And yeah, I wanted to answer that in today's live session. A couple of you guys are joining in. Janagan, I hope I pronounced your name right. Thank you as well. I know we done a Zoom call together. Oliver says, hey guys, thanks for being here. So yeah, let's get straight into it. So firstly, let's talk about platforms. So I think one of the platforms that's not really spoken about enough is Pinterest. So if your demographic is females, particularly if you're aiming for a demographic that's like an older female demographic, let's say 25 and up, then Pinterest is a great place for you to be creating content. Instagram, if you're looking for kind of a more broad audience in terms of male and female, then Instagram is definitely a platform that you should consider. And it's a younger demographic as well. So we're not talking about just the older demographic like with Pinterest, but we're talking about a younger demographic as well. So you're getting people between the ages of, well, anywhere really, but the main age is, I would say, like 18 all the way up to, you know, in the people in their 40s. So you really want to think about, and I speak about this a lot in my channel, guys. If you've been watching the recent videos, I speak all about really understanding who your target customer is, because essentially that's where it all comes down to when it comes to choosing your platform and what content to put out on that platform. If you have any questions, guys, this is a great time to just drop them in the chat as well. Ollie Thorpe, good to see you. Ollie Thorpe's asking for his invite. I'm gonna have to get Ollie on a live very soon. So yeah, great. Thanks for joining us. If you have any comments, any questions, then drop them for me in the comment section. We're talking about social media today. And yeah, so going back into it, you really want to think about who your target customer is. Who is it that you're trying to reach with your product or with your service? That's where you need to start. And it's all about value. How much value can you bring to the table? So obviously, your product or your service itself should be highly valuable. If you're not proud of your product, if you're not proud of your service, then that's where you need to start. You need to go back to the drawing board and you need to think, okay, cool. How can I create the most valuable product possible? And if you've, watched my videos on dropshipping, you'll know I'm not a huge advocate of dropshipping, not necessarily because it's not a great business model, but more so because, a lot of the people who dropship, this is not everybody, but a lot of the people who do dropship, they don't care too much about the quality of the product. They just kind of care about the profit. And, in business, if you're talking long-term longevity, you want to build a brand that people know, like, and trust. So you want to actually be passionate about the products you're selling, and don't just think about the money. Think about how can you offer the most amount of value to whoever it is that you're going to be serving. So the way I like to think about it is, what is it that you're passionate about? What is it that you have a lot of knowledge in? So I have a background in marketing. That's where I have a lot of knowledge. I have a lot of insight. I have a lot to say. I've used a lot of tools. I've made a lot of money. So for me, I want to serve entrepreneurs. If you're watching this, you're probably an entrepreneur. You've probably subscribed to my channel. I don't know how long you've been subscribed. Maybe you've just subscribed. Maybe you've been subscribed for years. But my speciality is making money online. I make my full-time income online. But I didn't want to start a make money online YouTube channel. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to help entrepreneurs who have a great business idea or a great product, and they just want more knowledge of how to share that business with the most amount of people possible who it's going to resonate with. So it's really powerful when you think about what your expertise is and how much you can impact the world. So you might be a parent, for example. It could be as simple as that. You might not even have a degree, but you might just be a parent. And maybe you've parented 3 children and you understand what parents go through and you're passionate about parenting and young people. Then you can turn that into a business, turn your passion into a business, and really think about your end consumer. Think about your target customer. Who is it that you want to help? Because I know I was an entrepreneur at one stage who had no idea how to utilize the internet. I had no idea how to make money. I had no idea how to be in profit. And if I had a channel like mine to help me out, then that would have been really beneficial. So I always think about that when I'm putting content out online, when I'm creating products or services. Some of you may have even bought some of my courses or seen some of my courses on LinkedIn Learning, or read some of my ebooks, or purchase some of my courses on my website. I put my sweat, blood, and tears into all of those products because I'm serving a client group that I'm really passionate about. So if you get anything from this live, if you come off of this live now and you get anything from it, the one thing I want you to get from this live is to be serving a niche that you're passionate about. That's where the marketing starts. So once you've got that niche and you've defined who it is that you want to target, the next thing is to then start thinking about what platforms are they on? Where can you find them? Are they on YouTube? If they are on YouTube, then what are they searching on YouTube? So YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world, guys. It's like second only to Google. So if you're creating content for your target group, what are they searching? What information do they want? Can you provide that in video format? I hope that this is making sense to a lot of you guys. I'm seeing John has said, are followers more important, or is it the content on the page about my business important? So are followers important? Yes and no. So I'd be lying if I was to say followers are not important. But what's most important and what you guys should really be focused on is who is following you. So it's not how many people are following you, it's who is following you. So I, for example, could have a following of 1 million people who are women who want to be dancers and they're not entrepreneurs. So it doesn't matter that I've got 1 million followers because none of these people are going to be interested in the content that I'm putting out. So I hope that makes sense. So you want to be putting out content that you know will resonate with the audience that you are trying to attract, if that makes sense. So let's go for an example here, and let's say going back to my example of you are a parent and you want to start a business about parenting, maybe either selling clothes, children's clothes, or maybe you want to actually provide, I don't know, consulting services to people who are thinking about having children or something like that. Then you want to create content that's going to resonate with that target demographic. So you want to create content for people who either have children or who are thinking about having children, if that makes sense. If I'm not making sense, then please let me know in the comments. If you guys are following along, then let me know as well. I want this to just be as engaging as possible, and for you guys to gain as much value from it. But yeah, hopefully that makes sense. So going back to my example of YouTube, if I was a parenting YouTube channel, then some of the things people might be typing in to YouTube would be like, when's the best time to have a child? That's a question that probably tens of thousands of people have. So if you was to create a YouTube video on, when's the best time to have a child, and you was to share your opinions on that, share your experiences with that, maybe get some data from the internet or from some books that you've read, then you can create a really great piece of content that will really benefit someone. And that's the real aim here, is to create content that benefits your target customer. There's no point creating content that doesn't resonate with your target customer. You need to know who your target customer is and create content that resonates with them. John is saying that makes sense. Awesome. So YouTube is just one example. YouTube is my chosen platform because I enjoy creating videos, but this works the same for whatever platform you are choosing. Make sure you're choosing a platform that you know your target demographic are going to be there. So there's no point creating, TikTok videos, for example, if you're selling products to people who are 50 and over, because they're just not on TikTok. It might be better for you to actually be on Facebook. Idris says, is there a tool that we can use to find what people search for, like answer the public? So the tool, there are some great tools out there, some really great keyword research tools. So I'll be reviewing a lot of them on my YouTube channel. So you guys will see when those videos go live. But you can use the Google Keywords tool as well. I've done a video on how to use the Google Keywords tool for free, because I noticed that some of the followers who are following my channel were watching those videos and they were like, man, we can't actually access the tool for free. So I went out of my way and I made a video on how to use the Google Keywords tool for free. So make sure you check that video out, guys. So you can utilize that tool. And what that tool basically does is it shows you how many searches per month a particular search term is getting. So if I was to go to the Google Keywords tool, I think it's also called the Google Keywords Planner tool. If I was to go to that tool and type in when's the best time to have a baby, or the best time to have a baby, then it will show me how many searches per month that particular term is getting on Google. And obviously Google is the largest search engine. So if it's getting a lot of searches on Google, then you can kind of bet your bottom dollar that it's going to be getting searches as well on YouTube. You can also utilize something called Google Suggest. So when you go to Google and you start typing something in, a bunch of suggestions will come up. And these suggestions don't come up by accident. They come up because people have previously typed in those suggestions. So you want to utilize those two methods to find keywords. Ollie Thorpe is saying, how would you suggest going from start to finish with a new course? Great question. It's the same as social media marketing. So if you're creating a new course, think about who the end user is. Who is the end consumer? And what do you want them to benefit from that course? So once you've got that in mind, once you've got your end user in mind, everything else kind of is a lot easier from there. It's all content first. It's all your audience first, and everything else comes second. So yeah, like I was saying, once you've defined your audience and you know what social media platform they are on, start creating content natively. That's a super key word. that you've probably heard me mention if you've watched any of my recent videos here on YouTube. Being native is super important. Now, being native is basically understanding the platform you are on. So the way in which you behave on YouTube is going to be different from the way in which you behave on Instagram. They're different platforms. Instagram is very hashtag heavy, so you're going to want to use hashtags. Obviously, you can do IGTV on Instagram, which is longer form videos, and you can also make use of stories, and you can make use of just normal posts as well. So you want to really understand the context of the platform you are going to choose. So those are 3 steps that I want you guys to really take away with you after leaving this live. The first step is understanding who your target customer are they using. Number 3, can you be native? Now, one of the ways that so I'm getting a notification that my connection is unstable. Okay, cool. That seems to be fixed. So one of the ways in which I focus on kind of being native is using the platform. Use the platform that you're trying to create content on. Use it as a consumer before you start using it as an entrepreneur, as a business opportunity. So let's say, you identify that Instagram is a place where a lot of your target customers are, and you want to create content on Instagram. Before you start creating content on Instagram, you should actually be on Instagram and follow some of your favorite people. Hopefully I am one of your favorite people. I'm sam.day on Instagram. So you might just follow me there. It's a shameless plug right there, but follow whoever you enjoy watching. If there's a comedian, whoever you enjoy watching, just make sure you follow them on the platform that you're planning to market on. See how they post content, study their content, see what you like and what you don't like. And that should give you a really great insight into the kind of content that you should be posting on social media. So we have a question from Emerald. I hope I pronounced your name right. My niece is a brilliant singer with a decent Instagram and Facebook following, but not YouTube. 8,000 likes on Instagram clip of a song, but people don't go to YouTube to see whole video. It's fine. I mean, I would tell her to focus on what's working. So if she's on Instagram at the moment and that is where her audience is, then keep posting content on Instagram. There's so much you can do on Instagram itself. Really engage with the audience. And this is something that I want to drum home as well to all of you guys is don't focus on platform. You don't have to have an audience on YouTube. You don't have to have an audience on Instagram. If you start a TikTok and you're starting to generate an audience there, then focus on the platform that is working for you. It doesn't mean that you can't have other social media platforms as well, but you might have 2 different audiences. So in this case, your niece, for example, might have an audience on Instagram and maybe she's putting out YouTube videos as well. The audiences might not necessarily cross over. They may at some stage, but they might not necessarily cross over. So my advice to her would be to make sure she is utilizing all of the features available on Instagram, including going live on Instagram, maybe doing a few live sessions, especially now during quarantine. This is a great time for her to be doing some acoustics and acoustic lives or just a cappella lives, and making use of IGTVs, making use of all of the resources available within Instagram. How would you market a clothing brand? Harry is asking. A clothing brand, it depends. I mean, it's a very broad question, but I mean, it depends on what your budget is. It depends on what who it is, again, who it is that you're targeting with these clothes. I think going back to the premise of this video, which has always been looking at your target customer. That's always the main thing. So who is it that you're trying to target with these clothes? That's the main thing when it comes to targeting or promoting or marketing any product. Think about your end consumer. Who is it that you want wearing these clothes? And can you create content on social media that will resonate with them? And, that's a great way to market your clothes. If you have a bit of a budget, then you can utilize paid ads. I would recommend Google Shopping. Google Shopping ads are working extremely well for a lot of people. Google Shopping ads are working well. And also Instagram and Facebook ads are working quite well as well. You might also want to make use of social media influencers. It's a great way to really sell your products, especially clothing. If you can work with some top influencers, don't be afraid to spend some money if you have some money, because if popular people are wearing your clothes, that's going to influence other people to wear your clothes as well. But with regards to influencer marketing, if you guys have a product or a service, if you're planning to use influencers on social media to promote your product or your service, I highly, highly, highly recommend that you actually have a profile yourself on those platforms. So if you're using an Instagram influencer, for example, then make sure you have an Instagram account for your business. So not everybody is going to become a client of yours the very first time they see your product or they see your service. This is something that I really want you guys to understand and to really kind of know, is that just because someone sees your product and doesn't buy doesn't mean they're not interested. They might not be in the ready to buy mindset the very first time they see your product. So if you are doing influencer marketing and you're hiring influencers from social media, then make sure you are actually on that platform as well, because people might not buy straight away, but people might follow your account. And if you're posting content that resonates with them, then they might stay followed long enough for them to actually convert into a customer of yours. And that kind of brings me on to my next point as well, which is to make sure you guys are building your email list. I say this so often. I use Aweber. I have an affiliate link, which is daytips.com/Aweber. If you don't want to use it, then just go to aweber.com. I don't really care, guys. Just use the affiliate link. Don't use the affiliate link. Use MailChimp, use ConvertKit, use whatever. I don't really mind, but what I do mind is helping you guys to really grow your business. And one of the really most effective ways to grow your business is to actually utilize email marketing. I was on a call not too long ago with a friend of mine. I have that video. It actually is going live tomorrow. So make sure you click that notification bar if you haven't already, because it's going to be live tomorrow. And I spoke to one of my friends he has a really big following here on YouTube. We're talking like 200,000 followers. And we spoke about, how you can grow on YouTube. So that's going to be a really great video for you guys to watch. But regardless, I gave him a tip about 5 months ago, or maybe less than that. I gave him a tip that he should really focus on his email marketing as well as YouTube. And he said to me, all right, Sam, I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to try it. And literally on the call today, he told me that from his one email marketing campaign that I suggested that he do, he literally made 10 grand in the last 30 days. And he said that I should use him as a testimonial. So maybe I can get him on the channel to speak about that. So yeah, make sure you're utilizing email marketing. I'm going to get into some of these questions. Let's see, try TubeBuddy. TubeBuddy is a good tool to utilize. I don't use it personally myself, but I know my good friend Vina V uses TubeBuddy. So yes, it's a great one. I think she uses TubeBuddy anyway. Sam, how answered that question? So we've got Pinterest is a very important subject. We really need a breakdown of the steps you need to follow to do proper marketing. It's confusing. Some say use a SEM, focus on organic traffic and ranking, and some saying you should keep pinning and repinning. What's the proper practice? Okay, so I'm going to do an in-depth video on Pinterest. I'm going to do an in-depth video on that. I think the same principles apply really with Pinterest as I've been speaking about, which is to become native. So follow a few of the accounts that actually have the attention of your target customer. I want you guys to get super obsessed with your target customer. That should be your obsession. If you have a product or you have a service or you're trying to make money on the internet, then there needs to be a customer that you are serving. And some people call it an avatar. So your customer avatar, you need to get super focused and to the point where you're almost selfless with how you're utilizing social media platforms such as Pinterest. So you want to go on those platforms and see who already has the attention of your target customer. How are they creating content? What do their pins look like? You know, what are they doing? What designs are they using? Maybe you can create some infographics to really appease your target customers. So I will be doing videos on Pinterest coming very, very soon. I just want to answer the last couple of questions, and I'm going to be jumping off soon. So if you do have your questions, then do drop them in the chat. Okay, so yes, email marketing. Hate email marketing. Email marketing is incredible. It's a great resource. And if you do hate email marketing, then I recommend just trying it because it can really help you to diversify your income and create an additional stream of income as well. So that's my 2 cents on social media. Understand your customer, who they are, create content that resonates with them. Another tip is to produce content on a consistent basis. Rome wasn't built in a day, so don't expect to get 1 million followers on any particular platform within 6 months. This is a marathon, not a sprint. So it's going to take a little while for you to build a following, but it doesn't mean that you can't monetize and make money from your following, even when your following is small. So you can make a full-time income off of a very small audience if you're implementing some of the tips and the strategies that I speak about on my YouTube channel. There's so many YouTube channels out there that are bigger than mine. They have hundreds of thousands or tens of thousands of followers, but they're still not able to run their business full time. They're still not able to make money from it. I have a very moderate sized following online, and I'm able to do very, very well with it. So don't feel like you have to hit the big numbers before you are making money. So yeah, don't focus too much on the number of followers as well, because like I said, it's all about your ideal customer. If the right people are following you, then you can actually, you know, really help it can really push your business forward. Are there any special tips or things to avoid for my spiritual healing business? Are there any tips? Okay, so guys, I want you to put your questions in because we're on 27 minutes now, and I'm going to end this live in literally about 3 minutes. So if you do have questions you want me to answer, then drop them now before I jump off this live. A spiritual healing business, any tips? I would say put your tips, your advice. So if you have a spiritual healing business, there's people who are looking for spiritual healing advice, tips, strategies. Don't be offended if someone comes to your website and they don't buy the very first time. Don't be offended. Most people are not going to buy when they first come across your healing business. You need to have some sort of magnet. So I know in your previous comment, Emerald, you were saying you don't like email marketing, but email marketing is great if you utilize it in the right way. So you want to be creating content and you want to have some sort of lead magnet. I have the formula, which is always behind me. But you might create a spiritual healing ebook or a spiritual healing video guide or something that people can utilize, and they can download that for free in exchange for, you know, a name and an email address. And that can be a great way for you to build your email list. You can also use that free giveaway, whatever you create. You can use that with your paid advertisements as well on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. If you're doing YouTube ads, then you can utilize that free giveaway and yeah, get people to sign up to your list, and you can have upsells. So when someone signs up to your free giveaway, send them directly to an upsell page, which is your spiritual healing products or services. So that's essentially the model, guys. Whatever product or service you're selling online, you can either utilize free traffic or paid traffic, and you want to convert that traffic into tangible leads and sales for your business, and that can help you to generate recurring income. I speak about a lot of this stuff in the formula, which is behind me. So if you guys, I know I promote the formula a lot, but I put a lot of effort into it, and it's really useful as well. So if you don't want to receive my emails, all you have to do is unsubscribe. But even if you do unsubscribe, I highly recommend downloading the formula. It's free and it's going to teach you the fundamentals to marketing your business online. The last question, Okay, so Germany do not like email. I would definitely try it before, you know, no one really likes receiving emails. No one really likes receiving marketing emails. But if you can put value in your emails, then that's something different. So you don't have to do email in the way that everybody else is doing. Um, yeah, you just make sure your emails are not too salesy. You don't have to send emails every single day. You can send emails once a week or once every other week, but you know, it's a great way. And emails is just one way to lead generate. You might lead generate via text message marketing. That's another way to do it as well. But if you don't have a database, then you don't have a business. If I don't know who's going to buy your products. What audience do you have to sell to? If you don't have a database somewhere, then you don't have a business. So yeah, make sure you are building your database of customers who don't just buy once, but who buy on a repeated basis. I like your emails. Thank you for sharing with us your motivational. Thank you. Thank you. Awesome. So that's about it. That's about all we have time for. This is my first time ever being on live. So if you guys are here, then I appreciate it so much. I didn't even promote this live. I didn't tell anyone I was going live. So thank you guys so much for being here. I'm going to be, if you want more of these, then do let me know. I'm going to be doing more of these types of lives with different topics as well. Make sure you tune in tomorrow because I've got a really special video coming out with two of my really good friends who have built enormous audiences on YouTube. So we're talking 100,000, 200,000 followers on YouTube. And they give some really great advice on how you can build your YouTube channel to help push your business forward. And yeah, until next time, guys, stay safe. I hope you guys are staying safe in this COVID-19. I know it's a crazy time, but it's also a great time as well to just reflect. Don't be too bad on your, don't beat yourself up too much if you're not being productive. You know, if you're just not feeling it, if the media is getting to you, take some time off. Don't force yourself to work if you feel like you can't. Reach out to me as well if you want someone to talk to. I'm always available. Email. I've got a new WhatsApp number as well that I leave in the description of my YouTube videos. So if you want to WhatsApp me, then WhatsApp me. Instagram, wherever. Let's have a chat. And yeah, it was great. Until next time, I'm going to advertise this live a little bit better next time. But yeah, we'll be live again soon. But thank you guys for coming on and have a great evening or morning or afternoon or wherever you are in the world. Yeah, bless up, guys.